And says social services forced him to sign an agreement that gave away all of his rights to take care of his daughter.
We first told you about this story a couple of weeks ago. The County Department of Social Services has since been taken over by the state, and that man is suing the county. Brittany Martin tells us why the man thinks they took advantage of him.
Brian Hogan tells me he can't read well and thinks the Department of Social Services took advantage of that. He and his wife lost their daughter for almost 2 years.
Well, I wouldn't have thought in a million years somebody take my kid and me not do nothing about it.
A couple of years ago, Brian Hogan was dealing with everyone's worst nightmare.
My wife Amanda, she had a heart attack, and I left Hannah with some friends of mine where I could get to Asheville and take care of Amanda.
A teacher at Hannah's school said she smelled like a cat and contacted the Department of Social Services. Hogan says that's when he was forced to sign a custody and visitation agreement. This lawsuit says it's an illegal document that bypasses a court order from a judge.
They was going to give her to the state and they didn't know where it should go.
Hogan signed it thinking he was giving his father custody until he got back home. He says a social worker told him it was his only option. Hogan says he couldn't even read what they gave him.
Do you feel like you were taken advantage of?
Yes, ma'am, completely.
The lawsuit Hogan has filed against the county and Department of Social Services said Hogan was not the only one. In a transcript, attorney Scott Lindsay said they'd signed dozens of these since he started almost 20 years ago. Lindsay has since been fired as their attorney. The state of North Carolina has taken over the Department of Social Services here for the time being. Reporting in Cherokee County, I'm Brittany Martin.
Hogan's attorney David Wickrama released a statement about the number of cases that could be affected by these custody and visitation agreements. He said, in part, the court system has started a process of requesting an investigation and putting in a process of special judicial oversight. The court will figure out what children are affected and how to assist the families. It's important that adults involved stay calm and cooperate with the law and the courts.
An unusual sight in the volunteer state.